You know those times when it feels like nothing's going your way, when you just can't catch a break, and everyone around you seems to be vibing all wrong. Yeah, we're talking about bad energy, toxic people, jealousy, envy, you name it. If that's where you're at right now, listen up. I've got a Bible verse that's going to blow your mind, and trust me, it's the one those negative vibes don't want you to see. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving deep into a topic that affects us all, negative energy and how to combat it. Whether you're dealing with heavy stuff, hard times, spiritual attacks, or just a wave of bad luck, I've got something that might just turn it all around for you. Maybe you feel like you're being dragged down by the people around you or just can't seem to break through to the other side. What if I told you there's a verse that can turn it all around? Yep, this one verse can be the key to opening the doors to blessings. Think about our family history. It's likely your parents grew up in a Catholic environment, learning to pray and read the Bible when they were young. This was the same for their parents and even more so for their grandparents. These early experiences can leave a lasting mark, affecting us even when we don't fully understand why. If we take the time to think about it, we can start to see how these things have shaped who we are. When the Bible mentions heaven and hell, or God and the devil, it's really about the states of our minds. Heaven represents a state of high-frequency positive thoughts, while hell symbolizes a lower frequency filled with negative thoughts. When we focus on the positive, we connect with God. But when negativity creeps in, we end up aligning with the devil. The link between our thoughts and our bodies is quite interesting. If we explore one of the ancient texts left out of the Bible, the Gospel of the Essenes, it presents a unique view of Jesus of Nazareth. In this account, Jesus talks about the body and describes Satan as the toxins we hold within us, suggesting that our bodies and minds are deeply interconnected. Eating unhealthy foods or having a buildup of toxins in our bodies can affect our mental clarity, creating a sense of mental fog or confusion. Science also backs this idea, showing that our intestines function like a second brain. What we eat doesn't just impact our bodies, but also our brains, causing clouded thoughts because the brain and intestines are closely linked. It's not just about our thoughts. It's also about what we eat and how healthy our digestive system is. According to Jesus, when he speaks about expelling Satan, he refers to removing the toxins from our bodies. When our minds are filled with low-frequency thoughts, those persistent negative ideas and energies we often encounter, it can lead to hardship, illness, strained relationships, infidelity, job loss, exhaustion, and a general lack of vitality. These challenging circumstances often stem from aligning ourselves with these negative energies. Our thoughts are powerful. They can shape our lives. So, write down in the comments, I create my life thought by thought. This simple truth can guide us to a better understanding of why our lives unfold the way they do. If we find ourselves wondering why some people seem to have happier, more fulfilling lives, we only need to look at their mindset. You won't find anyone living a good life who is toxic, who constantly complains, or who can't let go of the past. You won't see anyone thriving who gossips about others, envies what others have, or refuses to take responsibility for their own choices. These negative patterns block us from living our best lives. On the other hand, when we choose positive frequencies of gratitude where we embrace responsibility for our own lives and where we learn to create our own opportunities, we can build lives filled with joy and purpose. It's about valuing what you have, dreaming about what you want, and believing in your own power to make it happen. As the Bible says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. It also says, if God is for you, who can be against you? God's frequency is filled with positive thoughts that help us create and attract everything we desire into our lives, thought by thought. Buddha said, we are what we have thought. Jesus of Nazareth said, "Whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours." St. Paul added, "Pray without ceasing." These teachings guide us to focus our minds on what we want, not on what we don't want, because what we focus on becomes our reality. This means that by aligning with positive frequencies, we attract more of the same. Like attracts like. When we're at God's frequency, we're drawing positive outcomes into our lives. If we dwell in the frequency of the devil, which is filled with negative thoughts, bad things are bound to happen. To avoid negativity, you must stay in tune with the positive frequency by embracing uplifting thoughts and steering clear of the low-frequency negative ones. It's important to remember that the worst sin, in its original meaning, is an error. The biggest mistake we make is to think negatively. This is when things start to go wrong because our thoughts create our reality. In the book of John 5:18, it says, "We know that anyone born of God does not continue to sin. The one who was born of God keeps them safe, and the evil one cannot harm them." To be born of God means coming from a place of positivity and faith. It's about seeing the world with optimism, focusing on justice and kindness, and believing in your dreams of success. This kind of positive thinking guides you along a path filled with peace and fulfillment. When you're grounded in these thoughts, mistakes are less likely to happen because the energy you create attracts only good outcomes. It reminds us that everything we experience in the physical world starts with our thoughts. If we keep our minds focused on positivity and avoid letting negativity in, we're paving the way for a life filled with good things. This idea aligns with the principle that our thoughts shape our reality. The Bible suggests that our natural state is goodness, and evil comes from the choices we make. You choose to embrace positive thinking and learn to manage your emotions. You can stay on a positive course under God's protection. Without this self-control, life can feel overwhelming and confusing. If you find yourself struggling with negative emotions or feeling low, it might mean your thoughts have wandered from the positive. When this happens, it's important to realign with a positive mindset. The key is to focus on the good you want to see in your life. Imagine it, feel it, and then take small steps every day to make it real. I call this approach a divine obsession. It's a way to live with purpose and joy. As you move forward, remember that what's happening outside shouldn't control your inner world. Often, external events are just echoes of old thoughts and patterns. Instead, keep your mind on the positive, and you'll begin to see it reflect in your life. If you found this message inspiring, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need a little positivity today, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more uplifting content. And remember, write down in the comments, "I create my life thought by thought." Thank you for watching, and may your thoughts be filled with light and your life with blessings. Until next time, stay positive and stay blessed.